Princess Mandakini was the only child of her father. She was so beautiful that her beauty was talked about in other kingdoms as well. Along with beauty, she had good conduct, talent, and other virtues too, but all these virtues and her father's love made her arrogant. Her ego had grown so much that she did not consider anyone else as her equal. Many princes wanted to marry her, but she could not find anyone worthy of her. The age of the princess was worsening day by day. The king was afraid of public condemnation. People had started whispering, but the princess was so engrossed in her ego that she would not even look at any prince. Finally, the king made a plan with the neighboring youth Raja Rangmohan and announced that on the princess's next birthday, the man who would enter the city gate first in the morning would be married to the princess. No matter who he was. The day of the princess's birthday arrived. In the morning, the royal servants caught the first man who came to the city gate. He was a beggar wrapped in tattered rags, but he was young, handsome, and completely clean. A different glow was visible on his face. The king called the royal priest and married the princess to the beggar without any pomp and show. The princess screamed and her beautiful eyes turned red while crying, but today her father had become ruthless. He did not pay any attention to the crying of his daughter. He gave only 5 gold coins to the beggar and said, "You take your wife and leave my kingdom quickly, and remember that if you or your wife come to my kingdom again, you will be given death penalty. Come on, Mandakini." The beggar caught the princess and started walking. The crying princess was forced to go with him, but the beggar was as happy as before. He kept singing songs without paying attention to the crying of his wife. The princess had to go out of her father's kingdom on foot. The beggar spoke to her in sweet language and tried to please her. After going quite far, both reached a thatched hut on the bank of a river in the forest. The beggar said, "Now this is your home. You will have to bring leaves and wood from the forest yourself. You will have to boil and eat whatever candamel you get. You will have to go to the nearby village to sell wood. I will also help you as much as I can." This life was very sad for the princess, but helplessness makes one do everything. She had only one happiness, that the beggar behaved very lovingly with her. Some days passed like this, then one day the beggar left the hut and came to a village with Mandakini. There both of them started living in a ruined house. The beggar brought some money from somewhere, and with that he bought earthen pots and told his wife to take these pots to the market and sell them. For the princess, who was once a princess, it was a very difficult task to go to the market carrying pots on her head, but what could she do? She had to go. The beggar clearly told her that if she did not obey him, he would leave Mandakini. Poor Mandakini went to the market carrying the utensils on her head. She did not know how to sell utensils. She did not know how to behave politely with others. She kept the utensils in the market and stood near them because she felt very bad sitting on the ground. She had been standing there for a while when a young horse rider came to the market. He asked Mandakini the price of the utensils. Mandakini said in a harsh tone. When the price was told, the horseman turned back and while turning his horse got furious. As a result, all the utensils broke due to the kick of the horse. The horseman left from there without paying any attention. Now Mandakini would not bleed even if you cut her. The poor lady returned home crying. She was dying, thinking that the beggar would get angry as soon as he came. When the beggar came, he saw that Mandakini's eyes were swollen due to crying. He did not say anything, but the next day he said, "Mandakini, you do not know anything. All the earthen utensils have broken. Now how will we both survive? There is a solution. Let's go to the city. I have heard that King Rangmohan is very kind. I will try to get you a job in his kitchen. If you get a job, then I will be free from worry about you and will also find a good job that will earn good money. After collecting some money, I will do some business and then I will call you to me." Hearing the name of King Rangmohan, Mandakini took a deep breath. Once this king had proposed to marry her. Today she would have been a queen, but oh, this pride. Today she is going to become a maid in the same palace. There was no other way but to go. Mandakini went to the city and got a job in the king's kitchen. The beggar bid her farewell and went somewhere. Mandakini's pride was destroyed. her nature had changed. Now she had become a very humble, hard-working, and careful maid. The head of the kitchen, Rumba Kumari, was very satisfied with her work. Basant Panchami came. It was King Rangmohan's birthday. On this day, the king used to reward all the servants with his own hands. Mandakini also had to go to the Rajya Sabha along with the other maids. When all the servants were rewarded and all the maids also got the reward, then she was called. She stood in front of the king's throne with folded hands and bowed head. The king said, "Mandakini, I am pleased with you. I want to make you my queen." Mandakini was shocked. "Maharaj, you should not say such an unrighteous thing. What if I am another's wife? If my husband is a beggar, he is my everything. I cannot even think of anyone else except him. He is my master. If you are very kind to me, then do me the favor of finding out about my husband and calling him. I am happy to serve in the kitchen." Maharaj Rangmohan left, and after a while that beggar came out of the palace. Mandakini ran and fell at his feet as soon as she saw him. The beggar smiled and said, "Mandakini, if you look at me carefully, you will not find any similarity between me and Rangmohan." The secret was out. The one who accepted him in the guise of a beggar was King Rangmohan himself, and she was his queen. The king said, "Mandakini, forgive me. I could not find any other medicine for your pride. That is why I had to adopt this path along with your father." Conclusion: there is no place for pride and arrogance in life. Difficult situations come to erase our ego and make us humble. True understanding of life is gained only through difficulties, and without true love and dedication, real happiness and satisfaction in life is not possible. Along with this, the story also tells that no matter how difficult the circumstances are, true love, tolerance and wisdom lead life in the right direction.